Hi, I'm Emily, your friendly neighborhood public school librarian. I wanted to talk to you today about a few books you might be interested in, especially if you're a girl or if you know a girl, which should be everybody. Being a girl can be really tough, especially right now at the age you are right now. If you are a girl, everyone else has ideas about the way you should look, who you should like, or what you should do with your life. Sometimes it's hard to know what you want and to know who you are when it seems like the whole world is telling you what you can and can't do just because you're a girl. Now, if you know a girl, then you probably have ideas about how girls should look or act instead of just letting them be themselves. So the books I want to introduce all of you to today are about girls who are told that they can't feel like that or be like this or do those things, but they stay true to themselves anyway. The first book I have is a novel called P.S. I Miss You by Jen Petro Roy, and it is written in a really interesting way. It's written as a series of letters. They are from a girl named Evie, who is about y'all's age, to her older sister, Scylla. Now, Evie's sister, Scylla, has been sent away for a long time because something happened to her which her parents don't want anybody to know about. Scylla got pregnant while she was in high school, and in their family, that is something shameful. So they sent her away. And Evie is writing her sister letters over and over and over, but never hears back from her, which is very hard for Evie, who is growing up fast and needs her big sister to help her, especially with something that she can't talk to her very strict parents about. Evie is starting to realize that while all the other girls she knows are starting to get crushes on boys, Evie doesn't like boys. She begins realizing that she has a crush on a girl. And since she grew up in a family that thinks girls should only like boys, she has to figure out how to handle these feelings about the girl that she likes. But you'll have to read the letters yourself to know what happens to Evie and what happened to her sister and how all of those things change Evie's family. So the next book that I want to tell you about is called George by Alex Gino. With a title like George, it probably doesn't sound like it's about a girl at all, but it is. George is just a normal girl. She likes makeup and pretty clothes, and she is super excited about trying out for the part of Charlotte the Spider in the class production of Charlotte's Web. But George isn't allowed to do any of those things because everybody thinks she is a boy, even though she is absolutely positive that she is not a boy. She has a boy name, and she has to wear boy clothes, and she has a boy haircut, but George is a girl. And her story is about how she has to live in a community and in a family that doesn't think she should be able to be who she knows she is. Now, the next book I have is a little bit different than those other two for a couple reasons. It's a graphic novel, it's about people who really lived, and it's about more than one character. No Girls Allowed by Susan Hughes is about 7 girls and women who had to dress like and pretend to be men to do what they wanted to do with their lives. There have always been people who try to tell girls and women what they can and can't do, but that didn't stop the women in this book. Now, you might know about Mulan from the Disney movie. She was a very brave woman who lived in China in the 500s, a very long time ago. In those days and in that country, girls and women weren't allowed to fight in wars. So Mulan pretended for years to be a man in order to be a soldier. And her story is in this book. But I bet you haven't heard of some of the other women that this book talks about. You can read about a woman who was a pharaoh in Egypt, a woman who became a doctor when women weren't allowed to become doctors, and a woman who was a soldier in the Civil War. And all of these women had to pretend to be men to do those things, but they were able to do them. Well, that's the 3 books I had to share with you today. I hope you'll join me for my next book talk. And if you're interested in checking these books out or looking at them a little bit more, they will be up at the front of the library near the circulation desk. So you can take a look and let me know what you think. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.